ladies and gentlemen. Cowboys fan show as always. Now it's time to have a look around the NFC East. Let's check in how our divisional rivals are doing. And I think this game might have been the game of the weekend, Scott. This one between the Rams and the Eagles. Yeah. It was a shootout, and it was just a crazy high-scoring game. Almost 80 points scored between the two teams. Let's have a look at these highlights here. I know Eagles fans are going to be happy with the victory, but, well, they might not be so happy with what happened during the victory. Let's check it out.
Yes, Tyler. Let's check it out.
Here we go. Third quarter here. We're going to pick things up after halftime. The Philadelphia Eagles already up 24-14. Jared Goff rifles one in there to Robert Woods. Sammy Watkins. Yeah. My bad.
Woods still injured.
Woods is still injured. Sammy Watkins there catching the slant on the goal line. So the ensuing possession, the Eagles get caught on a 3rd and out. The Rams would block the punt and take it back in, Scott, and that puts the Los Angeles Rams on top.
We talk about this, especially with Dallas every week, how important special teams is. It's the third phase of this game. Super important. Look at this right here. I mean, literally one play puts these guys right back in it, Tyler.
Changes the entire complexion of this game. And as I said, the Rams on top. Carson Wentz under center for the Philadelphia Eagles. He's going to rifle that one down to Alshon Jeffrey, as nearly certain Jeffrey led the Eagles in receiving. We'll get you those numbers here shortly. And there's Wentz again rifling that one in to Smith on the sideline for the first down. Torrey Smith. Yeah, he's still in the league?
It's weird for me to see him in an Eagles jersey, but yes, that is Torrey Smith. He's still killing it out there. And here we go, Wentz.
Cover your eyes, Eagles fans. Cover your eyes, because that was the play that may have just sealed the fate of your season. Carson Wentz, he did find the end zone. However, it was a holding call that's going to call it back. But this isn't what we're talking about. Forget the holding call. Look at the way Carson Wentz gets hit, and especially on that leg. You know, and it's tough. Just, you know, it's this lead leg right here, how it's sandwiched in between the two. I'm not going to, put it off anymore. Carson Wentz tore his ACL on that play, ladies and gentlemen. He has been placed on injured reserve, and he is out for the rest of the season. Somehow, he would still stay in this game. You could tell he's still not right. He threw that touchdown pass with the torn ACL to Alshon Jeffrey. That would put Philadelphia back on top with about 2 minutes and change left in quarter number 3. But you can see it. Wentz, he's not right, Scott.
He is not comfortable in there, Tyler. Yeah, I mean, you can play on a torn ACL. It's not safe at all. You got a torn ligament, your knee's loose in there. Another hit, I mean, and he's having some Jalen Smith issues.
Yeah.
So it's very important, even all the young football players out there, I mean, if you take a hit and you feel the pain or whatnot, go to the tent, get checked out.
Get checked out. Before the injury, Carson Wentz, he went 23 for 41, threw for 291 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. And there's Todd Gurley, the former Georgia Bulldog. He'll be watching his Bulldogs in the Final Four of the college football playoff. Jared Goff now slings that one out. That pass is caught and completed. Leading the Rams in receiving in this one, Cooper Kupp. It's been a while since he's had himself a good game. He had 5 catches for 118 yards, but there's Todd Gurley punching it through. That was one of his 13 carries. He had 96 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns. And here's Nick Foles back in for Philly. A lot of people wondered, Scott, if they would ever see Nick Foles in an Eagles jersey after Chip Kelly got rid of him.
Yeah, and right now they're feeling pretty blessed to have him, to be completely honest with you. Nick Foles has had some success before, and you see right here, they do have a decent line. They do have a good running game. They've got a dangerous front 7 on defense. So that's something that's good to have. When you have a good rest of your team, you can actually win games with your backup quarterback, especially if he's going to be Nick Foles.
Yeah, and we haven't even touched on the running backs or some of the receivers that Philly has. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. Jared Goff coughs that one up, and that's going to be a huge turnover back to Philly. Goff in this one, 16 for 26, 199 yards, 2 touchdowns through the air. So he did all right, but that not his best moment, especially with Philly down by just 1. So this is the ensuing possession here. We've got a 33-yard attempt for Philadelphia, and that splits the uprights, puts the Eagles back on top by 2 points. Crunch time, 2:15 left in the ball game. Goff steps up in the pocket, throwing it. Was he throwing that to me, Scott?
No, he's trying to hit Watkins with that one, but they're just not on the same page. I mean, this offense is still, I mean, it's a prolific offense, but their number 1 receiver, Woods, has been out. Other guys have stepped up, but just they, in my opinion, they have been missing that one guy.
And there's Nick Foles. You know, as you said, Foles is a very viable backup quarterback option. In fact, I'm surprised he's not a starter somewhere.
Yeah,
I feel like he's got all the tools.
Yeah, he's had a decent career. I mean, he's had success in a couple of different places. You know, for some reason, he can't seem to stick anywhere. He's probably like a super jerk in the locker room or something. I don't know. Like, I mean, he's a good football player. Can't tell you.
1 second left in the ball game here. The Rams gonna try to get cute with it. This is always fun. I love watching this kind of stuff, except when Philly gets a touchdown off of it.
There you go. Yeah, you're never going to win a game turning that thing over twice in the fourth quarter, Tyler. I mean, and that's something, a really tough lesson that Jared Goff had to learn right there is, I mean, the most important thing about the fourth quarter in the NFL is protect the football.
Yeah, so as we said, the Philadelphia Eagles are victorious in that one. With that win, they clinched the NFC East, so they are divisional champions. They've got a record of 11-2 right now, but we'll see how that shakes out with Carson Wentz, their starting star quarterback, tearing his ACL. He is done for the rest of the season. So we've already covered the Eagles. We've seen the Giants lose to Dallas. That just leaves us with one more team left. It's the team with all the great running backs,
All
Scott.
the great running backs.
Let's check out the Washington Redskins, and let's see these great running backs, guys. They were playing Phillip Rivers and the Los Angeles Chargers on Sunday. This one going down out there in L.A., the City of Angels. We'll get things started here in the first quarter. Phillip Rivers finding his target. That's Tyrell Williams for the first down. Williams on the day, 4 catches, 132 yards. Also a touchdown. Who is Tyrell Williams? Why is he not on my fantasy team? Getting back to the action here.
And I'll answer that question in a little bit, Tyler.
Rivers there turning the ball over. Kirk Cousins now slinging that one in and taking a shot. Jamison Crowder, that was one of his 3 catches. He had 34 yards on the day. And oh, here we go. Oh, no. Oh, man, he was great. What happened to the first down? That's Samaje Perine.
Samaje Perine, who I actually did pick up in fantasy, and the reason I did that is because I'm in a PPR league. He's one of the only healthy guys out there, and you know he's going to see the touches. Tyler.
You don't have to justify it. It's okay. Hunter Henry there picking up the first down. That's the heir to the Antonio Gates throne there is Hunter Henry. Now Rivers drops back, slings it over. There he is again, picking up the first down. Rivers was 18 for 31, threw for 320 yards and 2 touchdowns on the day. And there's Rivers just slinging it. I love it.
Tyrell Williams again. Yeah, it's like you said, who is this guy? And see, these are some fantastic highlights that Rivers is kicking up. We're still in the first quarter right here. Now, I got to ask you, is Phillip Rivers a possible MVP candidate?
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far just because he does have Melvin Gordon, who is easily, I'd say, one of the top 5, top 7 backs in the league. So Gordon takes a lot of that load off of Rivers. But, I mean, why not? You know?
Why not? Oh, and there's why Kirk Cousins is not in the MVP.
Yeah, there's Kirk Cousins throwing his 1 interception on the day. He threw he completed 15 of his 27 passes, just 151 yards, Scott. And this, a little bit of luck there on the side of those guys with the lightning bolts.
Yeah, and that one should have just been picked anyway. He just straight up did not see the defender. He's trying to hit his big tight end for Vernon Davis outside the numbers, and yeah, you see what happens. And here we go, Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen catching the pass there. Allen, he had 6 catches for 111 yards, but I know you know that, Scott.
I know that. Yeah, he's on my fantasy team. I mean, and that's like the 4th week in a row he's broken 100. I think he had 3 weeks in a row where he had 150 yards.
The second game was against Dallas on Thanksgiving.
Guy's an animal, and that is exactly why, guys, that Tyler is asking me who Tyrell Williams is. You know why you don't know who he is? Because he plays across from Keenan Allen.
And I mean, that's a good thing if you're Tyrell Williams.
That is a good thing.
Kirk Cousins here chucking that up, and somehow it is caught by Paul, the captain of the Washington Redskins, one of the captains anyway. 3rd and 11 here, really a last-ditch effort for Washington. I'm saying last-ditch effort. We're only 5 minutes into the second quarter, but that kind of tells you how this one plays out. There's Vernon Davis, the veteran tight end, catching the touchdown, as he did for so many years there in Southern California. I'm sure he feels right at home there. And a good job by Cousins to feel the pressure, step up in the pocket. And it's not easy throwing those balls on the run like that, Scott, especially right over a corner.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing, is Kirk Cousins actually was under fire all day. That's another thing that the LA Chargers have going for them, is Melvin Ingram and Joey Bosa are just both animals on the outside right there.
And here's Rivers all day to throw back there. And he finds him. That's Tyrell Williams. Now I know. Okay. I got it. Hold up. Let me get my phone. Let me see if he's available on the waiver wire.
Right. So, and this is why I'm asking you guys. Phillip Rivers looks fantastic. These guys have been winning. I think they started 0-4, and they're playing this next week to see if they're going to be number 1 in their division and hopefully make it to the playoffs right there. They've done it on the back, really, in my opinion, of Phillip Rivers. They've been looking fantastic as of late. So is this bad defense or just good offense, Tyler?
I think it's a little bit of both, to be honest, especially the way Dallas put up 38 on Washington just 2 weeks ago. There's Josh Doxson. He had 3 catches for 34 yards on the day. So not a whole lot doing here. Just about 6 minutes and a half left in half number 1. There's Keenan Allen again.
Beautiful.
You see the score, ladies and gentlemen. It's 20-6 at this point, and it's just going to go up for, I almost said San Diego, for Los Angeles, the Chargers. Here comes Benjamin on the end around. Look who's out there leading the cavalry. Phillip Rivers.
Phillip Rivers. Made sure he didn't have to hit anybody, but he's just a body up front. MVP, maybe? I'm telling you, I think so.
I feel like Scott's on the Rivers for MVP train. We might have to get that hashtag started just for Scott.
Well, hit us up on social media, guys. Let us know what you think. I mean, guys playing lights out football right now. Wentz was in the argument, so now that he's out of it, why not? I
feel like that's something that they would do, is give it to Wentz because he did so well and he got hurt, so they feel sorry for him. Unpopular opinion, I don't think he deserves it because he got hurt.
Well, Tyler, you said it yourself. I mean, why is Sean Lee not go to the Pro Bowl every year?
He's hurt.
Injury. So, no, he's out of it, in my opinion.
23-6, about 15 seconds left in the half here. There's Rivers escaping the rush and firing it down to Tyrell Williams once again. 8 seconds left in the half here. They're just going to hand it off. And there goes the Chargers going. Almost finds his way into the end zone, Scott.
Yeah, and that's a rough one because my man was supposed to run for about 7 or 8 yards and go down and call a timeout. That was how the half ended. They didn't get to put the 3 points on the board right there, but it didn't really matter. I mean, everybody saw the score going into halftime. You guys saw how the Chargers were playing. In my honest opinion, I asked the question earlier, is that good offense or is it just bad defense? Yeah, it's a little bit of both. The Redskins, I think they're out of the playoff hunt. I'm not sure if they're mathematically. Are they mathematically eliminated right now? So they're mathematically eliminated right now. Regardless, yeah, they need some work on the defense. They don't have a whole lot going for them in the running game. They don't have a whole lot of healthy backs. And P. Ryan actually had a stomach issue in this one and went out, which scared me because it is fantasy playoff time and he was my flex. But reports say he's going to be back next week, so at least they have one healthy running back there for next week, Tyler.
I don't know about that. He only had 4 catches for 7 yards. Now, I'm not a mathematician or anything.
He's no Thompson.
But I think that's like 5 feet per catch.
That's it.
Not even 2 yards per catch. Anyways, Cowboys are sitting at second in the NFC East. As we said, Philadelphia has already clinched. They are divisional champions at 11-2 right now. Dallas at 7-6, barely hanging on by a thread. Washington has dropped 3 straight games, so they fall to 5-8. And then, well, we've got the New York Football Giants there in the cellar with a record of 2-11. We're going to be right back, ladies and gentlemen, to look ahead to our upcoming game. Don't go anywhere. It's the Cowboys Fan Show.